Hi, my name is Mike Pettigrew, and today I'd like to talk with you about the power of belief, the power of belief. Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So therefore, the power of belief, what we believe, if we believe we can do something, then we have a much greater chance of achieving it. If we believe that we can't do something, right at the outset, we've already failed. Now, the power of belief is incredibly important. And texts from the Far East tell us that our minds actually affect our environment in 3,000 ways at every single moment in life. 3,000 different ways at every single moment of life. Now that means that what thoughts we carry and what emotions we carry have massive effect on our environment, if this really is true. 3,000 ways of affecting our environment at every moment. So that would mean that if we're incredibly angry, that anger just doesn't appear in our face, the colour of our face, but it actually permeates out into the room and the environment in 3,000 different ways. And I think you probably relate to this. If you go into a room where two people have had an argument, even though they may no longer be there, you can feel the tension in the air. You can feel the tension in the air. So I really believe this is true, that we do affect our environment profoundly through our thoughts and our emotions. And it's certainly been my own experience. Now, on a broader level, if our minds affect our environment so potently, well, this is the reason for most of the world's great problems that we have today. Most of the huge problems we have in the world are, well, if you boil it down, they're all due to distorted beliefs, through people viewing things in a certain way, through not just conflicts and wars, but everything. All the major world problems we have today are due to people's thoughts, because everything is created through thought. And if what we are thinking and believing about life is contrary to the dignity of life, the effects can be quite profound. And we see this in the devastation of our environment, our changing climate, as I said a moment ago, wars that are breaking out all over the world. So there is only one place that we can attribute this to, and this is people's thoughts, because everything starts with our thoughts. And I think that this actually works on two levels. What we think affects the actions we make and the things that we do, but I think it works on a deeper level than that. I'm absolutely convinced that our minds affect beyond our skin. I'm absolutely convinced that our thoughts affect everything around us, and this is what ancient Eastern texts tell us. And we've seen this in the phenomenon like the movie and the book The Secret. And a lot of this understanding, which has existed forever, is really coming to public light now, just in the last few years. And I think this is very encouraging, that people are starting to understand all around the world that their thoughts and their emotions and really do have a massive effect on what happens to them. And it actually gives us the ability to control our destiny. If what we think and what we believe has such profound effect, we can create anything for ourselves. Or we can live a life of dissatisfaction and we've only ourselves to blame. So what we think and believe about our own potential, what we think and believe is possible for us, will have a massive effect on how our lives progress. If we think, oh no, I couldn't do this, as Henry Ford said, then we can't. Simple as that. It just stops right there. And my own experience is that when you start seeing the effects of the thoughts and emotions you are transmitting out, and you start to see that in tangible results in your life, it gives you great confidence that it's possible to create a wonderful life for ourselves. What I've found is my dreams, my goals, my realm of possibility increases dramatically and has increased dramatically. And what we thought might be impossible over a period of, just a few years of experiencing this direct feedback from our environment, from our thoughts and emotions, we can start setting huge goals for ourselves. And I really feel that the only thing that separates someone who achieves remarkable things for the world and someone who doesn't achieve very much is whether or not we can use our minds and emotions in a potent way, whether we can expand the realm of possibility for ourselves, if we can start to believe that, yes, we do have these great capabilities. I mean, we all come into this world as a baby with all pretty much the same basic set of possibilities and resources. But through conditioning, through environment, through life experiences, through knocks, it's great to ask young children, what they want to be when they grow up, and they have endless possibilities. Their mind is completely open and they believe anything is possible. But once that individual gets to their mid-20s, 30s, they've had so many knocks in life that often they find it really hard to believe that they can achieve something remarkable for themselves and society. Now, many years ago, about 15, 20 years ago, I did a wonderful course in bioenergy healing therapy, and it was remarkable. And I was among a group of about 30 people who were also training in this form of energy healing. And basically, the understanding with bioenergy healing therapy is that human bodies, human beings and animals and every living organism has an energy field, like an electromagnetic field around their bodies, and that can be detected through the hands, and energy can then be transmitted from oneself to the person who you are trying to help. And amazing results have been achieved with bioenergy healing therapy, and there are so many different forms of energy healing, and they all work with very, very similar principles, that we can transmit energy, abundant energy, from one person to another. But there were a lot of people in this course who, even after 6 months, they said that they could not detect the energy field around the people who they were, their guinea pigs, the people who they were trying to give therapy to. And as a result, because they couldn't sense anything through their hands, it's usually a sort of a tingling sensation. As a result, they felt that they were themselves a bit of a charlatan. And I heard the same thing again and again. Oh yes, it's okay for you, it's okay for you, but I feel, I'm not having any effect on the people who I'm trying to treat. And you know what? That may very well have been the case, because if we don't believe we're having effect, if we are doubting ourselves, everything stops. As Henry Ford said, if we don't believe something, that's true. We can't do it. So at this time, during this course, I made little psychotronic device. If you can imagine a piece of metal foil cut into a cross shape with each arm maybe being about an inch long. So you've got a little cross shape made from metal foil, and if you bend each arm of the cross down at a 45-degree angle and make a little indentation where they all meet and balance it on a pin. Now, I gave this little device to lots of people in the class, even though I was a student myself. And this is called an energy spinner. As I say, 4 equal length metal arms, aluminium foil, with a little indentation balanced on a pin. And if you cup your hands either side of it, very quickly you can become very proficient at this. You can get that little spinner to rotate clockwise, you can get it to stop, you can get it to rotate anti-clockwise, and that I knew would be incredible feedback for these people who were not having results. And I gave this little, and I made lots of these little energy spinners and gave them to, I think, about 12 or 14 people in the class. And they were so excited because they could actually control the direction of spin just through their emotions and their thoughts. And that immediately showed them that they were having effect, okay, that they were having some effect. And when that belief, it's more than belief, it's a knowing. Once you see this, you know that you are having effect. Then things become much more potent. And that, I know, helped quite a few people to start getting really, really great results. Now, if our minds and our thoughts can affect a physical object to rotate clockwise or anti-clockwise, well, isn't it possible that our minds and our emotions can affect things a bit further away? I'm absolutely convinced that that is the case. And a couple of years after that wonderful course, I met a remarkable gentleman, and his work has been featured on the Discovery Channel many, many times. And his name is Dr. Harry Oldfield. And Harry Oldfield developed, he had this hypothesis. He was incredibly well versed in Western science and also Eastern science. And the understanding in Eastern science is that we do have this energy field around our bodies. And if you go to an acupuncturist will place needles at various points along what are known as meridians, or you might say pathways along which this energy or chi flows. And Harry Oldfield had this hypothesis that if human beings and other animals, all animals, have an energy field, then surely photons of light should bounce off that energy field if it has any sort of substance. So his hypothesis resulted in an amazing invention known as the PIP scanner. And the PIP scanner is used in hospitals in, I think, India and China. I'm not so sure about the West, but we're a little bit slower to take up such approaches. But this PIP scanner, basically all it is a normal video camera connected to an ordinary computer, and it shows the energy field and the energy flowing along these acupuncture meridians in real time and in full color. And it's an amazing device. It's absolutely an incredible device, and it allows us to see the effects of our thoughts and our emotions on the energy flow around our body. Not only that, because as I say, this machine, this PIP scanner, what's remarkable actually about it is the software that it uses. The program detects the minute differences in the light reflections from this energy field, and it maps that on the computer screen. So what you see is you see lots of lines of energy moving, and you see pools of energy in different places known as the chakras. And you can show a patient before and after a healing session. You can show them, they can stand in front of the camera, they can see it for themselves, the way their energy is flowing, and then after a healing session they can then see the difference. But this is amazing, because this energy flow isn't just limited to the body, it extends out, and it is absolutely possible to see the effect of your mind and your emotions on your immediate environment. Our influence does not stop at our skin, it goes out. And I actually showed this PIP scanner because I bought one from Harry many years ago, and it's, as I say, an amazing device. And I once showed it to an acupuncturist, and he could not believe what he was seeing. He was seeing all the energy flowing along the meridians, and he said it was the most exciting thing he'd ever seen, because in all his years of training in Chinese medicine and acupuncture, he had never actually seen this for himself. He knew where to find these meridians and treat them, but actually seeing it, it's just incredible. I'm quite a skeptic about, you might say, esoteric things. I'm definitely not a cynic, but I am a skeptic. I like to dig deep, because, you know, there are so many new agey type things in the world. New age is just a melting pot of all sorts of things. A lot of it is ancient knowledge that's existed for thousands of years. But then there's an awful lot of in my opinion, rubbish. And if you're a skeptic, you dig deep. And I'm really scientifically minded. I like to see, touch and weigh and feel things. And, you know, with something like the PIP scanner, it's incredible because it proves that other realms of existence exist. And it shows the potency, the effect we can have on our environment right there in front of us. So I really ask you to think about your dominating thoughts and emotions, because your dominant thoughts and emotions create your day-to-day experiences. And for some that may be daunting, but you know what? It's empowering and it's invigorating because we can recreate ourselves right here, right now, every single day. We don't have to worry about the past and what our thoughts and feelings and our mistakes were in the past. That's all gone. What we have is now and from this point forward. So I hope this talk on belief has been beneficial for you. If you have any questions or if you'd like to leave any comments, please do so below this video in the space provided. And also, please do sign up for our weekly training videos, other videos like this, and many of them will go into a lot more depth than this. And you can do so by filling out the form on the right-hand side of this page. Thanks so much for watching.